Welcome, everyone, to this week's Priestess transmission. My name is Lisa Espinosa. I'm so delighted to connect with you again. And so every week we gather here to empower our priestess medicine, to remind you of why you are here, to remind you of your sacred mission, to remind you that you are here for planetary healing. And yes, of course, that absolutely rests. The foundation of that is your own personal healing. So that's what this is about. You know, my second book that I'm birthing is called Priestess Rise Up. And it is because it is a call to action, to soul-led action, to rise up, to be seen, to be in the spotlight, to have the courage to lead others. Because when you are leading, there is a vulnerability in leadership. Because in order to lead, you have to be seen. And so you are in a spotlight, and yours will look different than everybody else's, and that's as it should be. So today we're going to talk about your big, extraordinary goal, your legacy of love goal for this lifetime. Yes, that's what we're going to talk about. Like, what is that big, bold prayer in your heart? And in order for that prayer, that vision that was given to you from your soul, from the divine, in order to birth that, you first have to acknowledge it. It takes courage to create a bold goal, to go in your heart and receive what the prayer is, and like let yourself receive it, like let yourself see it, let yourself connect with it, let yourself feel your longing, your desire of it. That takes courage. It's a lot easier actually to stay and like, well, I don't know, I'm not sure, I don't know what my goal is, I don't know what it is, or I'm, to kind of spin out, right? To, as one of my teachers says, indulge in confusion and not knowing. And so that's what we're about today. It's like really when I'm in Chicago, and I know some of you are in Chicago, I don't know where you're at, but it's very hot over here. So I was watering my flowers, and this past weekend, I finally, I have a Mother Mary shrine outside of my house, and I hadn't planted flowers. And so I went and dug up all the weeds. It was a lot of work and planted flowers. So I knew I need to water them every day. So I was out there watering in preparation for this transmission. And I don't know how your week is going, what is unfolding in your life. There's a lot in mine, a lot that's being like pulled out. It's not always fun. In fact, a lot of the times it's not. But I was asking her, well, what do we talk about today? What is today about? And it was really, as I was watering, what was coming was like, oh yeah, let's be with the prayer. Let's be with the prayer that is in your heart. Because what happens as soon as you do that, the egoic structure, the collective energy of self-doubt starts to attack. And you start to think, oh, no, that's too big. Oh, no, how is that ever going to happen? Or, oh, it'll happen one day. Let it just be this kind of thing in the sky. One day it'll just land on me. We immediately, the fear comes in. It's not that you're doing something wrong. It's not that it's the wrong prayer. That's just how it's designed. And so I want to take a moment before anything else. I would love to see who's here. If you want to share in the chat who you are, it's always so nice for me to see who it is that's joining right now. And of course, those of you, I know many of you watch the replay. Those of you who are watching the replay, I would love to just see in the comments where you're joining from and what spoke to you, what speaks to you from today's transmission. And so it's important to normalize the fear that comes up. Hey, Maureen, so good to see you. When we have the courage to receive our soul's vision. Now, hello, Laura. I'm not saying that you will necessarily receive the whole vision at once. In fact, most of us don't. You might receive a small part of it. You might receive a step, or you might see the end result, but have no clue how you're going to get there. All of that is really normal. Just as it is very normal and to be expected here in our human journey to have that self-doubt, that sabotage that comes up that wants to keep you exactly where you're at. It's how it's designed. That's why this is considered a heroic human journey. That's why being a human is so courageous. That's why being in this earth planet is not for the faint of heart, really. Right? We are these amazing divine beings. You are a divine being in wearing this outfit of a human, wearing an ego. And that ego is designed to, and I don't want to go down the path of demonizing the ego or any of that. We're humans and we're going to have it. But it's important to understand the design of the ego, right? It's designed to have us always look externally for answers. It's designed to have us always compare ourselves to the other person. It's designed to analyze and break apart. It's designed to be afraid of the infinite, to be afraid of our soul, because it understands that when we fully merge with our soul, it's the end of the ego. So in order, it's self-preservation that your egoic structure that we all have resists all this. That's how it was designed. So the sooner we can accept that, not in defeat, but just understand like, oh, that's just how the ego was designed. That's the programming that it has, and it's gonna keep doing that. So we don't need to be in battle with it. We don't need to judge it. We certainly don't want to pretend it's not there. We just understand like, okay, yeah, that's what my ego does. And we keep practicing. This is part of the reason why I have these every week, right? Is we keep practicing. Oh, wait, yeah, I have an ego, but actually my truth is that I have a soul. My truth is that I am one with source. My truth is that I'm here to create a legacy of love. And if you're watching, whether you're here live or you're watching the replay, you've already done so much for your legacy of love. I'm not suggesting that it's starting now. Like, you've been building it. And yet here we are again, ready for the next rising up, ready for the next up leveling. And whenever the next up leveling comes, there's always a kind of a breakdown that happens, right? And so how perfect and powerful and beautiful for us to gather together and remind ourselves that we're not alone, that we're not doing this by ourselves, that my heart's prayer, part of it is that I initiate, and I know it's not just me, I know there's many of us, but for me, that I initiate this global priestess leadership movement. That is this global movement of priestesses rising up. It doesn't matter to me if you call yourself a priestess or not. You get to decide. If you do, awesome. If you don't, that's fine as well. But what I mean by that, right, is that we're here saying, yes, Spirit, use me as a channel for unconditional love for the world, for myself, for the world, for others. That's what's going to heal the planet. That's what's going to take us to the next evolution and awakening of this world. And so we're going into this meditation, traveling into the heart, and I have one of my other orchids here today. It's so beautiful to have orchid medicine, to have flower medicine with us as we do these journeys, is to go into the heart of your heart. To go into the heart of your heart and receive your prayer, receive your soul's vision for your leadership. And if your mind goes into, I don't know what it is, what if I mess it up, what if I don't get it? Have compassion for those voices. But know that in this moment, how do I say this? When we go into ceremony together, we are accessing divine knowing. We are accessing nonlinear time. We are accessing sacred codes that contain all of the answers, that contain the blueprint. How that will be manifest in this moment for you is completely unique. I might lead this meditation and you might get all sorts of, consciously, you might receive all sorts of insights and messages, and that's beautiful. Or I might lead this meditation and you just feel emotion, or feel vibration, or see color, or just feel very calm, or perhaps tears come forward, and that is beautiful as well. There is no comparison because your soul, hello destiny, is in charge. Your soul knows exactly how to communicate with you in this moment. So I really want to just preface this by that, to just kind of have compassion for all the parts that want to get this right, and understand that whatever comes forward will be perfect, and it will continue to be revealed over time. That's why these are happening every week, right? That's why the priestess transmissions are happening weekly, because it is an ongoing conversation. And so, courageous priestesses, we're going to go into this journey together. Thank you, those of you who are here anchoring the space live, and those of you who are watching the replay. Whenever you're watching this, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's 5 years from now, please know that the healing, the teachings, the activations are all being programmed into this transmission, no matter when you watch it. And you can watch it over and over and over. So let's go ahead and take some nice cleansing breaths. And as you do that, let yourself really settle into your body, settle into your pelvic floor. You might find yourself like me, I'm just kind of moving a little bit, like kind of settling. And as you settle, I invite you, I did a similar meditation earlier this week, but this is coming again. I invite you to visualize that you're sitting inside a beautiful lotus flower. It's this beautiful, gorgeous, big, and my lotus flower, the one, what I see is this gold pink, like pink rose gold, that's the color, rose gold lotus flower, and you're sitting at the center of it. Now, if your lotus is a different color, go with that. But I see this rose gold, and the petals are so vibrant and alive. They're almost like emanating like stardust, and you're sitting at the center of this beautiful cosmic lotus flower. Okay, so the lotus flower, it has roots coming down, and they're going down, 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 down into the earth, really anchoring you into the heart of the earth. And as you're sitting on this beautiful lotus flower, this lotus flower is going to start to, now, you're going to still be connected to the earth, but it's going to start to lift you up. It's a cosmic lotus flower, almost like you're on a magical carpet that is traveling. And before you is a beautiful star portal, this portal of stars, stardust. You're sitting in this lotus flower, completely protected, completely safe. And this lotus flower then travels through this portal of stars. And you are now floating. You're still sitting on the lotus flower. And you're floating in the cosmos. You're sitting on this beautiful lotus flower. And you don't need to worry that you're going to fly off. You're still anchored. You're still connected to the earth. And all of those beautiful divine beings, the ascended masters, are here in this galaxy of stars with you. They're surrounding you. Beautiful Mother Mary, beautiful green Tara. I'm wearing her mala beads. Beautiful Kuan Yin. Beautiful Maha Avatar Babaji, and beautiful Ascended Master Jesus or Jeshua. And any other unconditionally loving beings that are calling to you. They're with us in this cosmic galaxy of stars as you sit in your lotus flower. Again, I see it as this rose gold. Hello, Jessica. And as you're sitting there, feeling very present, you start to notice a star. There's hundreds, thousands, millions of stars. There's one. So you look off into the distance, you start to notice this one star that looks brighter than the rest. And you start to notice that that star is getting closer and closer and closer and closer. And you feel completely safe. You feel completely held. You feel completely protected. And the star eventually comes and it's hovering over the crown of your head. This beautiful star has come and it's just hovering over the crown of your head. And you feel stardust descending down the crown of your head, blessing the crown of your head, and then traveling through your whole body, this beautiful starlight. And as you feel that, you bring your awareness to your heart, the heart of your heart. That was the phrase that came in the beginning. So you go into your heart and you go into the heart of your heart. Trust. You don't need to know what that means exactly. Just trust. Just have that prayer. I'm going into the heart of my heart. And as you land into the heart of your heart, you're asking, beautiful heart, show me what my legacy of love is. What is the next chapter of my legacy of love? Now, I talk a lot about career because I'm a career coach. So if that resonates with you, because a lot of us are being guided to create our legacy of love through our career, ask that question. What is the next chapter of my legacy of love through my career? If it isn't career for you, maybe it's through your creativity, through your service. Find the right word, the word that resonates. What is the next chapter of my legacy of love? I know that it is bold. I know that it is courageous. I know that my ego will think, oh no, there's no way you can do that. Or perhaps your ego will judge it as not big enough. It's funny how our ego does that. But you're asking your heart of hearts right now, what is the next chapter of my legacy of love? And we're just going to be in silent for a few moments here as you receive. And remember, you're receiving the codes. So it's okay if you don't receive a sentence or anything like that yet. You're receiving the code. So let's sit together here in the heart of hearts. What is the next chapter of my legacy of love? Just breathe and receive those codes. And behind your back comes beautiful Kuan Yin, or beautiful Mother Mary, the Divine Mother. And she just gently sweeps the back of your heart, just clearing any fear, clearing any blocks, so that you can receive these beautiful codes in your heart. And beautiful green Tara. Again, I'm wearing her mala beads today. I mean, her name means stars. So she's so just like, she's just in front of you, just sitting in her lotus pose. And she's so calm and yet so active at the same time. So she's sitting, and as she sits, she's transmitting her mantra, Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha. She's transmitting the mantra. And as she transmits it, she's clearing programming, conditioning, self-sabotage, any burdens that have kept you hidden, any burdens that have made you feel that you have to hide, that you have to play small. You know, many of us had to go through that, but now those are being cleared. And so receive this beautiful activation, the star hovering over the crown of your head, bringing in that stardust. Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, the Divine Mother behind your heart, clearing the back of your heart. Green Tara in front of you, just emanating, radiating her mantra of liberation. As you dwell in the heart of your heart, as you sit on that lotus flower. And we ask your higher self, we ask your soul to integrate all of these activations, this healing across all space and time, across all dimensions of time, across all levels of your being, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And with deep gratitude, the sky, the star sky starts to turn very dark. You feel yourself in that lotus flower, traveling back through the portal, back down to the earth, back into your space. Feel those roots grounding you, anchoring you. Moving in any way that feels good, perhaps rubbing your hands together. As we bring the palms of our hands together and we bow to each other, close this ceremony with a namaste, namaste. And now, rubbing your hands or stomping your feet or whatever you need to do. Oops, sorry. If you have water, feel free to drink some. Thank you so much for traveling with me. You know, these are all initiations. Like, you can continue this meditation on your own. You can, your soul will guide you. If you want to share anything in the chat of how that experience was with you, I would love to hear it. It can be very powerful to witness each other's experience. I felt so much heat inside. There's just a lot of heat moving through me. I was able to receive some clarity on some things. Destiny, what is the next chapter of my legacy of love? And just be with that question, because you receive the codes right in your heart with the answers. So I'm going to pull a card and then we will be done. I do want to say that I think next week I will not be able to be live, just we're traveling. And I just don't see it. Like, we're going to be driving to North Carolina. And the other days I have a really busy schedule. And when we leave, I can't do the transmission. I might, if I get a chance, might get on Instagram Live, because that is easier traveling. So I just wanted to give you a heads up, but I will be back the week after. And I'll be sending this on my newsletter. So you can always sign up to my newsletter to get all the info when we're connecting. Destiny said, to be authentic, my authentic true self, who I came here to be. Destiny, that's so beautiful. That's really says it all, right? Ultimately, I mean, there's different details for all of us, but ultimately that's the requirement. In order to fulfill your legacy of love, it is that courageous journey of being authentically who you are. All right, so from the Sacred Traveler deck by Denise Lynn, let's pull a card and then we will be done for today. All right, this one jumped up. I think we got this one before. Traveling lightly, simplify your life. Get that traveler, he or she is like, I can totally take my journey because I'm traveling lightly. And this isn't just about clearing clutter from your home. That's awesome if you are being called to do that. But this is really, when Mother Mary was behind our heart, it's clearing, and Green Tara was clearing all the stuff. That's what we're clearing, right? Clearing all of the self-sabotage, all of the self-doubt, all of that stuff. Because when we travel lightly, we travel quickly, right? When we travel lightly, there's more ease and flow. The divine is able to use us more efficiently. So there you go, travel lightly. And that would be a great question to ask as a follow-up to your meditation, is like, what am I being guided to release? What is the thing? What is the extra luggage? Or what's the extra baggage that your soul's like, you don't need to take that? And maybe you already know, or maybe you just go into your heart and you ask. All right, everyone, thank you so, so much. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to it. If you know other people who are on the priestess path, maybe they don't call it that, but who this would speak to them, please guide them to my channel and to these teachings, and I will see you soon. Beautiful. That's wonderful. Yes. All right. Bye, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. It's not ending. Wait. I'm putting ending instead ending. Hold on. Okay.